Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and today I want to show you a simple but super pretty stacked, what are we going to call it? Stacked side tucks. That's what we'll do for right now anyway. If I come up with something better, it'll be the title. And for this, you are just going to need strips of paper. And I save my cutoffs. I have all kinds of cutoffs, and I will, at some point, I have been requested to show how I store my papers and my scraps, and I will do that. But for right now, I just wanted to pull some out that would match one of my current projects to show you how to do this. And for this, like I said, you're just going to need some strips of paper. And this may be too narrow. I generally like them to be about 1 inch, and that's just over a 1/2 of an inch. So those will probably not get used for this project. I just pulled out a bunch of scraps that I knew would go with the colors that I'm using. All right, so we'll go ahead and get those out of the way. I think I semi-sorted, kind of like that one too. These all came from cutoffs from my current project, these as well. And these are some that I pulled out of my scraps. So I know these will go in the book that I'm working on. So I'm going to scoot them this way, and I'll scoot those that way. And I went ahead and chose a page that I wanted to do this on. And it's, like I said, really simple. I just want to pick out some scraps that go together, but I rarely match anything. So I just want them to coordinate. And you will want to, as you're going through your scraps, figure out which one you like the best. And make sure that, and that one's too short, make sure that you use that all the way to the edge so that you can see the whole thing, because the rest of them are going to be just a little bit covered. See, now it wouldn't be that bad if it was just this one, but with this one, if you do that, you're going to cover up part of the bird or the nest, and there's not that much of them showing anyway. So I want this to be my top one, and I kind of like the way that looked. And you're just going to pick out 3 or 4. Well, depending on how big your page is, you may have room for more than 3 or 4. And just arrange them. I don't think that looks good next to each other. Arrange them in a way that you are happy with. And let's see, do I want one more? How does that look? Nope, that's too yellow. Let's see. And you get to see me be all wishy-washy, and this is how it works, is you just fiddle around until you find something that you like. I'm not sure that this one is going to work. So let's try that one. I think I like the darker one being in there because otherwise it's all the same color, and I want a little bit of contrast going on. Even though I have 3, 4 different patterns going on, I still want to make sure that I have enough contrast between them. Now, I don't know that I like that one being the last one, because the white on that piece blended too much into the white of the other. Well, I know I like these 3 together, and I really feel like I need a 4th one. Nope, that one's not going to be it. Do I want a solid? Will solid work better? Well, semi-solid, it's a little splotchy. Yes. Yep, I like that. All right, so I'm going to move those out of the way. And I'm going to grab my glue. And I am going to take note of approximately where this inside one is first. All right, and I want to keep those in order, so I'm going to set them like that off to the side. And I don't worry about trimming until after I've glued them down, because sometimes with a pattern you may need to move it up and down. I don't have that option with these because these offcuts just happen to be the same size as the page. This one, if there was a blemish or something, like see on this paper where they wrote the price on it, this one I would need to move around or move down or something to make sure I had that covered. I don't have to do that with this one. And so I know that I want it to be right about there, which is about the center of the page. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue the ends. Do not glue any of the sides, either of those longer sides. Ooh, and I just refilled my glue and it is like bonkers. All right, so I'm just going to put that down and then add glue down here. Yeah, my glue is very, very flowy right now. All right, and if I left this as it is, it would be a belly band. And this is kind of like a stacked belly band, but it's for a reason. And so I am going to go ahead and just glue the ends of each of these other pieces and place them on the paper. And I am going to overlap just a little bit on the previous one. Okay. This is Fabri-Tac, so it kind of rolls up if you get too much on there and it seeps, which is a good thing because I do that a lot. I'm not a precise creator. I don't know that I have it in me to. And we're just going to keep doing that. This kind of reminds me of the Tim Holtz slot die. Is that the right word? The one that has, it's shaped like a rectangle and then there's like a slot and a slot and a slot and a slot and a slot. I have it. I should look up what the name is. And then finally on this last one, thus far you haven't glued anything down the middle. So this one is open through, this one is open through, and this one is open through. This one you want to be the catch piece. And so you want to go ahead, ooh, no, I like the bird. So you want to go ahead and glue all three sides and make sure that you glue the right three sides because you don't want to accidentally glue the pocket closed. See, I just said that and then I didn't pay attention. Okay, I need this open, so I'll hold that and flip it that way. And then I'm going to align this right with the edge of the page. All right, and I'm going to let that dry for just a minute while I grab my scissors so that I can trim that up. All right, and I am going to turn my book sideways. Got just a little bit extra glue on there. And I'm just going to very carefully trim off those edges. And I have just a sliver of the last two that are off the edge of the page here. All right, now right now it doesn't look like much, but give me just 1 minute. So I grabbed some things just to show you what this looks like when you fill it up. So we'll take our smallest cards, and they will go in this first pocket. And then this pocket is actually the full depth. And so I may want to just take one of those and fold it in half. Just like that. And I'll slide this. Do I want that? I think I want that to be in the second pocket, or the third pocket. And then these will go all the way into that fourth pocket. And I just like the way that all that lines up. Let's see, I think that I want that to turn that way just so I have a little bit more interest going on there. And you can turn this one this way and pull this one up here, and then you've got even more interest going on. You can play with all of your parts and pieces. You could tuck this one in there with this one behind there. And that's much better than just a plain white page, I think, anyway. So there you go. There's let's see. What are we going to call this? The strip side tuck. We'll just call it strippy side tuck. No, that doesn't sound right. I'll come up with something. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, be kind. Bye.